Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you're having a happy Monday. And in this video, I'll tell you about 3 suspects arrested in the Philippines for the taking and offing of that businessman and his driver. Viral divisive video of that foreigner and the local. What was said and what are people saying now? And more, beginning with our main story. Let's jump straight into it. 3 individuals are under police custody after the unlawful taking of the Filipino-Chinese steel businessman and offing of him and his driver. His name was Ansan Cui and the driver's name was Armani Pabilo. The Philippines police announced 2 of the suspects were arrested by the PNP anti-kidnapping group in Rojas, Palawan. Meanwhile, the 3rd suspect, identified as David Tan Liao, a Chinese national, surrendered to authorities on Saturday morning, April 19th. Liao is also known by several aliases. According to police, Liao was afraid for his own life, fearing that he too might be offed. He also provided another reason for his surrender, which authorities have not disclosed publicly. Police added the 2 more Chinese nationals involved in the case are still being hunted and are categorized as principal suspects. Looks like there's 5 people involved, at least from what they've said, and I'm guessing the last guy was probably fearing for his own safety and surrendered, probably trying to make a plea deal. I'm glad that the PNP and whoever was involved acted very fast in order to make this situation, or at least bring it under control, because right now the situation in the Philippines, there's actually rumors right now. Let me read you the next story. I think it's also important. The Philippine National Police denied circulating rumors that at least 4 high-profile businessmen have been taken against their will. PNP spokesperson Ian Fiardo clarified in a press conference that Camp claimed that no such abductions occurred and businessmen themselves were upset over the false reports. Fiardo said even the chief PNP personally spoke with the businessmen involved. The PNP anti-cybercrime group is now gathering evidence to file charges against those spreading false rumors online. Now here's the situation, right? The Philippines is one of those countries that's really like socially on. That makes sense socially. They're always on the phone, essentially, right? They're always online. They get free data from Facebook, so they get to go. Even if you don't have money to buy like data, you have some apps that are allowing you to access their websites, even if you have no money to put on your phone. So what does that do? A lot of people are bored. A lot of people are online. A lot of fake news. Nobody really A lot of people just see something and they go buy it and they believe it and they go ahead and basically share that news. Not just in the Philippines, just around the world, right? So it's always important to go ahead and verify any information you get from multiple sources and see where it's coming from. So this is one of the situations. I'm guessing somebody said something, another person kept on saying it and spreading it. But what does this do? It's really negative on the country's image. Coming from a foreigner, a tourist myself, if I keep hearing a situation like this about a country, maybe I'll consider revisiting it, right? I'm not saying these tourist numbers are down mainly because of this. My point is, this doesn't help the situation right now in the Philippines. They want to try to get this under control, and that's why the House of Representatives are trying to bring vloggers in for questioning. Some people say against free speech. Some people are saying, well, you're kind of misrepresenting the truth and spreading fake news, which is detrimental to the country. What do you guys think of that? Speaking of what do you think, wait till you hear this story. Actually, first I'll show you the video.
I heard you say ni hao, okay? We're not Chinese, but hot. But I might take this chance to also remind you to be a bit more respectful. Don't be racist.
I'm not. I'm not. Don't,
right.
don't say that I'm a...
I heard you say ni hao, okay? We're not Chinese, but hot.
Okay.
So try that again, and I will have you deported.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
You said ni hao.
Oh, sorry?
You said ni hao.
Ni hao?
Yes, it's not how you say hello in Thai. Because of your attitude and disrespect towards me as a national park ranger, today is ending. So after this, you're gonna have to
No,
go
you
back.
don't.
We don't know the word. Oh, no, you didn't say that. I heard you say ni hao, okay? We're not Chinese, we're hot.
Okay.
No, absolutely you do. And the attitude towards us is not acceptable. Especially when you're a guest in our country.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? Oh my god. Get on. Today is finished. There's no vacation today. But we have to ask you to leave. Where you want to show us your passport?
A renowned half-Thai, half-Scottish park ranger announced his resignation following a conflict with an allegedly racist foreigner in the Sea of Krabi in southern Thailand. The Thai-Scottish park ranger, 29 years old, Say Scott, better known as social media as Sai Merman, made headlines in February after an argument with an Italian tourist. No! The Italian man reported violated national park rule by snorkeling in restricted area. Sai earned the nickname Merman after swimming 30 kilometers from Aonang to Koh Pado to raise awareness about marine life conservation. Tsai recently informed his followers that he had resigned from his position at the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, but promised he continued his advocacy for wildlife conservation. In his post, he wrote, "I chose to sacrifice my position for an opportunity to expose the truth behind an issue in the sea of southern Thailand. My love for the sea is greater than any prestigious position. Thank you for the opportunities. I will always support the government's officials, and I will keep going." Tsai stressed that he had been committed to protecting natural reserves, even though some residents and businesses operators may have disapproved of his actions. It's suspected that criticism from local following confrontation with a foreign tourist over a racist remark may have been a contributing factor. In his final post, the park ranger Tsai shared a video footage of an argument with a foreign man, which occurred first on a boat and later on the beach. Tsai accused the man of racism and allegedly greeted him with ni hao, a Mandarin Chinese phrase meaning hello. Tsai stated that he was confident the greeting was intended as an insult, claiming the foreigner laughed with his girlfriend afterwards. In the video, Tsai can be heard saying, quote, "Your boat is stuck, so I might take this chance to remind you to be a bit more respectful. Don't be racist. I heard you say ni hao, okay? We are not Chinese, we are Thai. Try that again and I'll have you deported." Some local business operators also joined the online discussion, highlighting past tensions with Tsai. They accused him of lacking understanding of the sea and traditions of livelihoods for locals. They urged him to focus on larger commercial operators who release wastewater into the ocean rather than obstruct local fishermen and small-skilled workers. The recent controversy surrounding the alleged racist tourist and Tsai disputes with local communities are believed to be played a role in the decision to leave and step down. A lot to Personally, I think definitely racist and inappropriate and just not a good joke. It's not cool to come to Thailand and say ni hao to a Thai person. That's just sheer disrespect. Although, I think for this man, Scott, to say I'm going to deport you, that's also a little bit exaggerating or overstepping or just power tripping a bit. Yeah, I get you're offended. I'm really proud of him calling him out. I do think the foreigner was being a dick. I do believe the foreigner probably meant it as a joke or try to be funny. Not funny, bro. You came to Thailand, be respectful, right? It's one thing to see an Asian dude in your home country and think he might be Chinese, but to go to their country, buddy, I know you're in Thailand. That's like you coming here to the Philippines and saying ni hao to a Filipino person. Although they're like descendants of Chinese, some parts of it and all that, that's not the point. It's the intent behind it. I think he's trying to be funny, disrespectful, or whatever. So I'm glad that he was sent back, and I do think that he should be made example of, but I don't think deportation is a thing. I think it's just important for tourists and foreigners to respect the locals. What do you guys think? Do you think the dude is sensitive or the guy is being rude? Also, it could be both, because on the other hand, I think this guy being half Thai, half Scottish, he might have a little bit of a Western mentality. So you come into Thailand thinking, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't put your water in here and all that. I don't know the specifics. I'm just assuming this is what happened. Local people are saying, hey man, go and deal with some bigger companies, man. Well, this is how locals do it down here. So you want to save the forest and hug trees and all that, go do it with bigger corporations. Don't mess with my livelihood trying to make some food for my family, get some money for my family, fish and all that. So yeah, what do you guys think? You saw the video, you saw a little bit of explanation and my thoughts about it, but I'm curious about your thoughts. Do you think he overreacted just about enough, or do you take the tourist side? It's just a joke. And then let's go back to the Philippines. The Philippine National Police reminded transport operators to comply with Anti-Overloading Act to ensure the safety of travelers this week. As you can see in our next story, one of the passengers said the jeepney's tire suddenly wobbled, causing the driver to lose control of the steering, and vehicle swerved, slammed into a gutter, and then overturned. Of course, a lot of people going between provinces, different cities right now. Holy Week, Easter Sunday, still Sunday while I'm making this, so causes accidents, overloading. People want to make extra money, put as many people on the bus or truck or jeepney, whatever, to make some more money, but that does put a lot of strain on the wheels, on everything else that a truck or a bus has to operate. I'm not going to tell you guys how that shit works. I'm sure you're a grown person and you know. My point is, yeah, just a reminder, do not overload. Now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video, which was mainly about Philippines tourism being flat and being stalled right now in 2025. So here's what you guys had to say. Das says the thing about the Philippines is it's just not fun when there's no organization, lack of attention to quality, and constantly feeling cheated on pricing. Steve said the Philippines needs to move things up a notch to improve tourism numbers, low quality hotels, poor service, mediocre food, garbage everywhere, and general cleanliness. I wonder how many travelers come here for a second visit. And lastly, 106 says, Alex, you made a very good episode about the Philippines, especially when it comes to the tourism industry. The Philippines before COVID used to be the most attractive and #1 best Asian country to visit in the world. But now things suck in the Philippines, not because of the things you just mentioned in the episode, but the love the Filipino people used to give for all foreign visitors is gone. I mean, seriously, what happened to the Philippines? The people used to be great and humble, but now Filipinos seem to be cold and dry and bitter when it comes to visitors. Well, I lost respect for the Philippines because of scams, poor lack of hospitality, and people just simply not caring for its own people and visitors. That is why countries like China and Vietnam and Japan and other neighboring countries are seeing tourism climbing to its peaks. Even my Filipino friends are desperate to leave the Philippines. It's sad. I hope Filipinos realize that they have the potential to being the world's best country to live in and visit and prosper from other countries. A lot of people had this same kind of sentiment, thinking the Philippines needs to basically improve some things because the potential is there. A lot of beautiful people, beautiful places. We just need to figure out a way, I think, as a whole society, country, myself, yourself, everybody, to make this happen, make it work. I think needs to be some significant improvements to some major. We talked about this yesterday. I don't want to go over this again. So thank you guys. A lot of you guys shared your thoughts. Feel free to share your thoughts regarding today's episode and anything I talked about today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.